Hey folks, I'll sell iyatee. Alright, so I got no idea what I'm doing here, as usual. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to knap. Got a pretty cool piece of buffalo here. Thought about that, or I don't know. I got some piece of Keokuk here. It looks pretty rough, but it's actually, I think, an okay piece. I had an entire load of Keokuk. I've heated a lot of Keokuk at this point, and not really had. I haven't had a problem with it in a long time. I put a load in Keokuk in before I left on that last trip to Tennessee, so I wasn't here while it was cooking. But I was running my normal recipe, and I got back, and the kiln was just full of broke up Keokuk. So I don't know what happened while I was gone, but something definitely happened. So I blew up an entire load. By a load, I mean like hundreds of pounds. Hundreds. A lot of it's still usable, but it is going to make for some clunker boxes. Bad thing is I had some great big percussion slabs in there too. So I was pretty disappointed about that. Anyways, me and Jaden were here working in the shop all day today, and I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm not going to make it to Niblett's Bluff. I've got another trip back to Tennessee planned. I'm leaving here on Sunday. And I got to go to Mississippi first. This is the 3/8 flat billet. I was working on some tools today, and I was going to make some of these, but I didn't get that far. Mr. Tuttle, Mr. John, gave me some history on these and who the guy was who originally made them. And John used these for years, I guess. And I should have looked that up to see what the guy's name was. I'll probably flash that up on the video here. I need to pop that dude off there. My wife's in there rewatching the finale of 1923, I think that's the name of it. You want me to forget something for sure? Put a date in front of it. That was the hardest thing for me in school, doing history and stuff. And I liked history in school. It was one of my only classes I did like, as long as it was American history, or something along those lines. I didn't care much for learning about this king or that king or whatever. Back in the 1600s or the 1500s, and I don't know, all that nonsense. I just didn't really care for learning that stuff. But American history I was really interested in. But I can't remember dates for nothing. So you guys know how it is when you're in school and you're taking tests and stuff. It's asking, in what year did this happen, what year did that happen, and I cannot remember dates to save my life. That was always a struggle for me. The only thing I was really good at in school was girls and fishing. I know fishing ain't part of, either one of those are actually part of school, but the girls were in school, and I loved to fish when I was a kid. I knew from the time I was young man, like most kids growing up back then, I knew every fishing hole for 20 miles around. If I could ride a bicycle there, I knew where that pond was. And I grew up working construction with my dad, and a lot of these jobs you do, you go there and the people's got ponds and things, and they were always pretty generous about letting me fish there at whatever place we found. Okay, I'm going to regularize this dude a little bit. I think I am. No. Let's see. So if you're new to the channel, I've been using these flat billets for all my big reduction and all the initial reduction. Then using the billet, like the first three sizes, maybe first two sizes really of the boppers. The shoulder is getting better, and like it's not bothering me too bad right now. It's after I get done napping, when at nighttime, that's when it really starts aching at the end of the day. But still doing stuff, so maybe it was not a torn rotator cuff, which is what I was worried about. I never did go to the doctor. Terrible about that, but I even had an appointment for the doctor and I canceled it. Just been busy. No time to slow down. So John had sent me some hollow base points, and I've never actually made one. Might be what I make out of this. This stuff's got, this root beer flint's got lots of tensile strength, but a lot of pressure flaking in those points, and this will be a little tougher to pressure flake. At least that's what I was initially thinking. I was considering doing when I come out here. I do have this piece of Keokuk left. It's a pretty good sized chunk, but it's not what it was. I can promise you that. This was only 16 inches long. This was like 28 inches. It was big. Or if it's going to have translucency. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to have, it'll have some translucency when it's done. Maybe not a lot, but it'll have some. Alright. Well, it's going to be a relatively small one. I don't need to be super big, I don't think. Okay. Let's clean it up with some pressure. Yeah, so we watched that whole 1923 series, 2 seasons of it, and I gotta tell you, it was slow. Good grief, was it slow. And not your typical Taylor Sheridan show. We were actually kind of a little disappointed in it, and we thought, good grief, this is... Well, he spent 2 years traveling to Montana, and anyways, it was just really slow going through the whole thing. But man, when it came, the season finale came, or the series finale came, and it was good. Really good. We definitely enjoyed that quite a bit. It had some incredibly sad parts also. If you haven't seen it, I won't tell you anything more about it. But, in case you have, or you haven't. But the finale made it worth watching. But it was sure a long 2 years getting there. That's for sure. I'm just trying to get the edge cleaned up and back to center for the most part. They need a good flint. Didn't go quite as far as I wanted it to, that's for dang sure. Yeah, when I opened up that kiln and seen that, I thought, what in the world? I don't know if the power went out and jetted right back up again, or I have no idea what went wrong because I wasn't here. But we don't have to have a. We got one of the lousiest power grids, I swear, in the entire country. It's got to be. It's possible when you're notching like this to split the point in half. I've done it multiple times. Just split it right down it. My thought was to get this I think I already stalled it out. If I can get in there with an issue stick. Not really. All right. we're starting to get her hollowed out. I'm getting too far down in my lap there. I hope I wasn't out of frame too much there. Let's see here. I'd like to say something, but then I'll probably jinx it. So I'm not going to. Now you don't want to get too much. Make sure your ears hanging down here aren't too close to the, aren't up against the pad or nothing like that, where you can snap them off. Yesterday I come out here to shoot a video and I was just really tired, and I sat here in this chair for probably 20 minutes thinking about what I was going to make or do or whatever, and at the end of it I was like, I'm going in the house. So I didn't do anything. So I wanted to try to make a video today, and this is something I've definitely never done. You know how my napping goes. I've said from the beginning, I said learning in public. Which that's what we do on this channel, learn in public. Learn together, I guess. Ooh! Man, where'd it go? There it is. Tried to run away on me. Now the real, of course I'm not done with this yet, but John sent me one made out of obsidian, and I'm pretty sure I don't think I can do obsidian. I think I'll break it in 10 pieces, but I'm probably gonna try it though. Kind of cheated a little bit on this one because I knew that root beer's got such good tensile strength that there was a good likelihood of pulling it off. Still may not, but how am I gonna do this? Sorry, I know I keep sucking that thing into me here, and so these are Egyptian, kind of styled up the Egyptian point. As far as I know anyways, I don't think there was any. The closest thing I think that we got probably here would have been the Gunthers or something like that, maybe. I'm not really sure on that, but I think so. Trying to get it close enough to me that I can see it. That's why I keep pulling it to me. Oh no! Doggone it, I broke it. Trying to get them last little bits. Oh. Okay, well there's attempt number 1. Alright, well, shoot. That's attempt number 1. Alright, well we'll try that again. Okay, so I changed my mind. I'm going to piece this on, and this is going to be attempt number 2. This is I actually made this on video, on one of the bifacing videos, I think. And it's another piece of root beer. It's pretty thin, relatively, I guess. I'd tell you how thin, but I don't have my caliper things here. I got a tape measure, but how close I'll be able to get that. It's only about it's a little over an eighth, but not by a lot, and it's 2.5 inches wide. We're going to lose some of that, of course, but all right. What we'll do is we'll just regularize the edge a little bit here. Mr. John sending me a message right now. Sorry, Mr. John, I'm in the middle of a video and I can't respond till I'm done. I do like the relatively narrow entry that we had on the other one. Now I really don't think I can do an obsidian one, man. If I couldn't pull it off on a piece of root beer with the tensile strength that stuff's got, I don't think I can do it with obsidian for sure. I wasn't even pushing very hard on that piece. I'm not exactly sure. I'm looking forward to looking at the review and the video and seeing if I can tell what went wrong. But we'll see. You know, I'm not going to give up until I successfully make one. Or 10. Something like that. You're probably thinking, well, I watched your hardened video. You should work on those till you get it right. I got a better idea about how I'm going about my hardened notching on the next one. So, it's not that it didn't look like a hardened. I mean, not all the same, but I got this certain thing in my head that like to see in a harden, and that one just wasn't it. So, you know, it is. We're all our own worst critics, usually. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that. And then we're just going to get some notches going here. Hopefully this one works out. You guys could probably tell I was kind of frustrated with hardens because they do frustrate me. I don't know why I struggle so badly with those, but I really do. That's probably a quarter in the middle, maybe. Probably not that thick. Well, here we go out of frame again. I stole that out pretty bad. I did. Maybe I should have thinned it some more. Yeah, I need some padding on this other leg. I'm shoving that the end of this. There we go. Now I'm talking. Just had to put some stank on it. Okay, we got her installed now. Come on now. Here we go. It's pretty thick right in there. Thicker than I thought it was when I was measuring it, I can tell you that. Because looking at it right now, trying to notch it, it looks like it's a 1/2 inch thick. It's not, but it looks and feels like it is. Might have stolen it out again. Definitely stalled out. That might have got it unstalled. Or not. That's a lot of crunching right there. If I make it to the end on this one, I'll be amazed. And I'm using this copper flaker, same as you guys see me use the notching tool. It's just more aggressive and it takes bigger amounts, you know, obviously, but crunch a muncha, crunch a muncha, crunch a muncha. Okay. Well, I could just call that good and then we're done. It ain't very clean though. No one wants to see me make a point that ugly. I hope you guys can see this good enough. And I ain't been out of frame too much. My buddy Stacy at Rock and Pop Adventures just released a video. I'm finding an arrowhead over at his place. A couple of them, I think. If you guys haven't checked out Rock and Pop Adventures here on YouTube, you should check him out. Stacy's a fun guy. Oh no, I know how I just did that one. Yep, I just watched it happen. I came off with this and then hit this with the tool. Snappy-ole pudding. All right, well, there's failed attempt number 2. We're gonna get this, but not in this video. I don't think. Where's my failed attempt number 1 at? Did I throw it across the room? I don't think I did. I might have, though. I'll be right back. Okay, well, a few of you say you're glad I show the failures along with the successes. Well, here's 2 failures right at the finish line, and it's just getting in too big a hurry. I was thinking about going in the house, and with this one I know what happened, which is maybe what happened with that one, but when I slipped off, I was doing this, and when I slipped off, this tool hit this and just snapped it right on off. But you know, I know to watch out for that now. I knew to watch out for that before. I was just going to clean up the inside a little bit more, and then I was going to clean up the outside and kind of narrow it up some a little bit and call it good, and that happened. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm not making another one on this video. I'll try this again, and the next one hopefully will be a success, but they're not all successes. And yep, Mr. John, you definitely showed me up. I do something that Mr. John one-ups me, you know, and he sent me those points, and I wanted to at least make one. And anyways, yeah, I'm still not to Mr. John's level, but someday I'll get there. All right, appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all keep napping.